James here from the Gator Nation Football Podcast, bringing you another film breakdown. This week I've got Florida's offense versus Missouri's defense. This game featured just 66 passing yards from Florida, but 231 rushing yards. I'm going to go through the film and tell you whether or not Florida's passing game was just that bad, or if Florida missed opportunities, and whether or not Florida's running game was just that good, as Missouri had a very good outing against Georgia's zone running defense. Florida, on the other hand, had a lot of success. As always, if you like these breakdowns, support us by following us on social media, by dropping us a dono on Patreon, or by checking out the podcast each and every Monday, where we bring you in-depth analysis on the Florida Gators. Let's take a look at what the film said about Florida's production against Missouri. Opening play of the game for Florida after Florida's defense gets a stop. Billy's going to dial up a nice play here as Missouri's expecting run, like most teams will expect. They're going to play zone. We're going to have Henderson go in motion. And then take a look here. Always want to be looking each film study. What is Billy having AR do with his eyes? We saw last week there was a lot of his turning his back to the field. And early on here, he's going to keep his head facing forward the entire time. This is much better for AR. We've seen him perform much better using this tactic. And early on, we've got a hitch route here and a hitch route here going off your screen. He's going to identify the look up top. He's going to see both the corner and the safety are bailing. He's then going to hold that for a second and go right to his intended target. There's the head flip right there. It's great timing. Exactly what you want to see. Nice clean pocket. Ball comes out right on time, right here in the chest. And he's able to run after the catch. So we start off very, very nicely. AR with his first completion, of course, as you know, 66 total yards passing, and there's about a fifth of them right there. So this was not going to be a good passing day for Florida, and we'll take a look at this film breakdown for as to why. 2nd and 9 now for Florida, same drive. Out of the pistol, there comes your orbit motion, then we're going to reset this. Check down's going to be here. We're going to hitch here. We're going to hitch here. And then we're going to have another route here. So we are going to have an opportunity in this play, but several things are going to go wrong. One, let's check our play action fake. How do we execute it? Back to the field. He cannot see what's happening here on the back end. We know that AR tends to struggle with this. Let's see what the results are. He's going to open up. Now he has to relocate what's happening here on the back end, make that read with his eyes. Unfortunately for us and for Anthony Richardson, although everything looks good now, he's made the read, he's good. He's going to drive down, he's getting ready to throw. Zipper has now lost contain here on the edge rusher. He's going to deliver this ball, and if you're looking at this, it seems like a confident throw. Back foot hits, ball's on time, seems confident. Here's Hopper trying to get a block there, doing a nice job middle linebacker, except, that is not good. In fact, that's great defense by Shorter to break up a pick there. Really nice defense by Missouri. Now let's look here at this part of the screen. He's going to pass this off, read the eyes of Richardson, and then become the underneath defender under Shorter. Notice how he continues. Eyes still on Richardson, staying underneath this. And then right off your screen here, he makes the move to make an intercept. That's perfect underneath defense there from a corner who's passing that off to the safety. Safety over the top, corner underneath. Now, in an ideal world, Florida does have a 2-on-1 here. Of course, that was not going to happen with the pressure that occurred there with Zipperer. And Florida is a football team that obviously is flawed and is not great, which we've seen on film. On film, Florida is not a great football team. In fact, sometimes they're a bad football team. Sometimes they're a good football team. Sometimes they're mediocre. You don't know what you get, and that varies from play to play. Excellent football teams look good on film on the majority of plays. Florida, of course, is not there yet, and we can see here we have a bad read from Anthony Richardson. Underneath defender makes a nice play here. We also see him struggling again early on, turning his back to the field. We see a play design that's very basic, but we do see a play design where it is if the protection holds up here with Zipperer. This is always important to note. If this holds up here, and he's able to see this read and doesn't like it, then the next thing he'll do is come down to his checkdowns where he does have a 2-on-1 here. And this on 2nd and 9 would have actually been a first down if he's able to make this defender go one way or the other and hit either Xavier Henderson or Montrell. So play design, although simple here, and of course you're going to hear me throughout this breakdown talk a little bit more about Billy's passing play design, which I still do not love. This play in and of itself is fine and would have worked with protection loss here with bad decision by AR. So that's what's going on early on, setting up a 3rd down and 9 for Florida. 3rd and 9 for Florida. Missouri's going to drop back into a cover 3 on this play. AR is not going to have to turn his back. Right here, this is good. Typically on film, this is where he's going to do better. Let's see what the results look like. Florida in a trip set here, going to get a hitch route. We're going to get from shorter a corner post route down the field, and then Ricky Pearsall is going to run a post corner route where he's allowing him to sit in open space, not where I'm drawing it, but off of your screen. Those are your routes. AR opening up, reading the field very nicely. Read the back end. Right now we can see there's 3 droppers, 1, 2, and 3. He knows he has a cover 3. He knows they're trying to funnel everything into the middle of the field, which means he knows where the weak spot's going to be with this route combination here, which is going to be Ricky. There's no doubt in this coverage where the corner's got to bail, your underneath defender is going to stay in here. They're trying to funnel everything into the middle. The route he wants is Ricky. He knows this at this point in time. It's absolutely where he should want to go with the football. Plants the back foot, begins to open up to his read window, and now he's going to have a whip out here, right? So here's your whip out. That's your check down here, and I think at this point in time, he sees the green grass that is going to be open for Ricky. Unfortunately, we've got a free defender coming in here. This is a safety blitz, so nice piece of action here from Missouri. We're going to drop here in exchange. We're going to bring a safety in late. He's going to get all the way home. Teams know that Florida likes to run these long developing routes. And AR here, without this pressure, is going to be able to load this ball up and have an easy and big completion to Ricky. Instead, he's got to avoid the pressure, which is a very nice job of, and then take his check down. Now you're going to see Ricky come onto your screen right there. Tons of space behind Ricky, 10 yards there, 10 yards in front of him, a huge window. So this play is not going to go for a 1st down as Xavier Henderson's going to get tackled short of the yard marker. Play could have worked. It was a very long developing play. What goes wrong here is on the offensive line, we do not ID this late blitzer. Right here, this is Barber. And of course, he's a young guy. He's doing a really good job as a freshman there playing offensive line in the SEC. He's got to keep his head up here. And if he IDs this, we get a block here. And this is a completion and a 1st down to Ricky Pearsall in chunk yardage early in the game. As it stands, AR correctly takes the check down. He does not have an ability to make this throw down the field right here. Nice job evading. Unfortunately, we have to take a check down, and Florida has to punt. After a great punt return by Xavier Henderson, the first Florida's had all season, thankfully, we'll welcome that. Florida goes back to work on offense. Naquan Wright in at running back. I think film has been very clear that Naquan is not as good in this system as either Montrell or Trevor Etienne. That's definitely for sure. And you're going to see it on this play. One reason why, I just don't think that Naquan is comfortable yet as a zone runner. He's much more comfortable behind a gap system. And this, of course, Florida features a zone running system very heavily. And you're going to see it here. So zone running can create two-way gaps. That's really the ideal goal, is to create a two-way gap to give the running back options. They're going to let this filter out and see what is best. The primary gap in this play, which we can easily see as we're walling them off here, here's Ethan White walling off here, going to set a backside block here, is this gap. And this primary gap is the gap we should want. This is the gap that we should want, right? Here's Hopper, obviously a guy that all of you know I love, former Florida Gator, had an excellent day on Saturday as he typically does. But this is the gap he should want. Look at this work by the offensive line here. This is an absolute win. Instead, Naquan right here, as he likes to tend to do, likes to go outside. It's something that's really affecting his ability to zone run well here. You need to hit this and take this. That's the play that you have. Instead, he voids what is an excellent and humongous hole to take it outside where he does not have any blockers. There is no help over here, Naquan. You cannot go here. Now, I know on film they're showing you this, but he just does not have a feel for this. It's a significant reason why, aside from the fact that he seems to lack the elusiveness of an ETN. And when it comes to Montrell, he lacks the vision and the understanding of how to run behind zone. And something as simple as hitting your primary gap here, this just makes a big, big difference. This is a run that's going to go for 2 yards, but it could potentially go for a lot more. And if you make one guy miss, it could be a touchdown. So instead of getting several yards, we get just a couple. And again, Florida's offense on film, oftentimes 10 players are doing something right and 1 player is not. And that is the sign of an okay football team. Not a great one, certainly not an excellent one, something Florida's working on, but you see it here early again against Missouri. 3rd and 6 for Florida. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you know that when teams play man, I prefer my offenses to go more vertical. Prefer them to use either formation deception to create openings, to use route combinations that encourage receivers helping each other rather than just a straight one-on-one, especially since Florida has not really proven that their receivers can easily get open one-on-one. And generally, I do not prefer east-west passes. Of course, they can work. I don't prefer them. And that is something I think Florida has struggled with. Now, in this particular play, man defense, and we know it's man defense, right? So this is what you want. You get man. You know you're in man. He's going to chase all the way across. The safety typically would take this, and he'd rotate up here if they were not in man. Of course, they could also play man and do the same thing, but they're in straight man. We know for sure that they're in man with a single high safety here. He's going to lock up on him. And what we also know is Florida has a formation that could be tricky to cover in man, as Florida's in 12 personnel with 2 tight ends here and a running back. There's a lot to figure out on this side of the field for Missouri's defense, and I want you to watch right off the snap. What happens is no one is going to cover Zanders. Take a look. Let me freeze it right here. There's nobody covering Zanders. Nobody is covering Zanders. The play was never going to go to Zanders. This is not a read that's being made here. We are running this east-west screen. We're putting this on film for the future, but I mean, if we're able to just say, and again, if I'm playing quarterback here, I see a motion guy coming across on my receiver. I know he's coming hard. I'm going to rely on Shorter to get this block. And then Xavier Henderson's going to have a one-on-one here versus the free man. I would much rather play 3-on-3 where I have 3 guys going out. They don't know where they're going. There's a chance that a college defense busts a play. Of course, Missouri brings pressure here, right? This now we know they bring pressure, so we know they leave this open. But regardless, preference. This is preference. Either way, this play can work. Shorter's here to set up the block. Florida has had a really rough time executing these balls, largely because AR is inexplicably very inaccurate on them. He tends to frequently throw the ball too far forward. I mentioned when we break down Kyle Trask throughout the years that an underrated thing about Trask was his ball placement was so good on every single throw, including these throws. And it's often easy as a quarterback to think, this is the easiest throw I'll make. I'm just going to flick this thing out here. But a great quarterback is going to put this ball right where it needs to be so that your receiver can actually get the first down here. Instead, AR, as he tends to do, puts this ball too far out in front, right? Henderson now unable to grab this. He is going to have a one-on-one here where Henderson typically has been able to make a guy miss, but he is still here for this play. This is going to be a one-on-one. He may not get this first down. Instead, Florida's got nothing, right? Got nothing out of this. After a great punt return, they go 3 and out and must kick a field goal, but there could have been so much more. Could have been an easy walk-in touchdown. Instead, again, Florida settled something that's very simple. It's a one-play read. They're going to throw that screen against man. I think there's just more opportunity here for obviously better, not only just play design. The play design's good here, but better execution against teams that are daring you to throw the ball vertically on them. Do it. And with that being said, Florida right now is one of the leaders in the SEC in chunk plays. A lot of that comes from running plays. Of course, when Florida does pass the ball, they tend to get chunk yards, but there's so much room for more given how teams are playing Florida against the run. They're loading the box up here. Let's try to hit some of these easier vertical shots. I like that they put that on film. I like that I'm seeing this on film, right? This is a win. You want to see open receivers. You want to see this kind of stuff on film. This is what you need. That's wide open. Opportunity missed. After a Jaden Hill interception, Florida now with the football back after another stop by the defense. This is a really nice play design here. You can think of this like a mesh. It's not a mesh, but we know that Missouri wants to play man. They're going to play man here and cover one man. We're locked up here, which means the linebackers have to choose how they're going to handle what's going on here in the backfield. Now, typically, you're going to have your Mike linebacker here, or this could be Hopper in this case. One of them is going to wind up taking the play side running back on their side. And then we got a tight end here that has to be accounted for, which is going to be taken out by the outside linebacker here. So what does Florida do? Florida, knowing these are the rules Missouri uses, they're going to take advantage of the rules the team is using. Going to play fake Etienne out the outside here. AR keeping his eyes downfield, something he's more comfortable with. We're going to bring Etienne here, and then we're going to bring Zanders here. And that's going to be tough because, again, he has Zanders, he has Etienne. We're basically creating a mesh route. If they're not actually meshing each other right, but the concept's the same, you're just going to create one guy going this way, one guy going this way, and you're going to make these guys run as far as possible. We can see here, Nice work by Xanders to engage the block, kind of move him out here a little bit, throw him off, and then get on your horse and get out here. And now we have this issue, right? He's quite behind him. Easy ball for Richardson. That's going to be first down, and then yet another first down for Florida. So really nice design there against man-to-man defense. Simple throw, simple pickup. Nice work. It's 1st and 5 for Florida. We've covered this exact thing now on 2 different film reviews this season already, where I'm going to tell you Florida does not need to play fake this throw. They don't need to do it. I don't know why they keep doing it. There's no reason to do it. This is your read man right here. You're bringing a motion player across. This is your read guy. Now, if you're a quarterback and you see him creeping, you don't need this handoff for a million reasons. One, this play right here. Here we go, right? Let's say it's an RPO. Let's say it's an RPO, just for kicks. Let's say Florida's got the RPO on, which I wish they would do more of for this particular reason. If it is an RPO, he's already committed. He cannot get to this play. He's going to be your blocker out here. He's already committed. You don't even need to fake this. If I'm Richardson and this is an RPO, I'm just voiding this handoff and I'm sticking it out here. I need to get this ball on him as quickly as possible. Instead, we're going to fake this handoff, right? He's going to recognize it's a fake and stop, which doesn't do anything. He can't do anything. He's already taken himself out of the play. But now AR has taken himself out of the play because he's got to execute this fake handoff, and then quickly, he knows he's got to get it out here quickly so that this defender can't ruin the play. He just messes up the exchange right here, right? He tries to get it out quick. He knows what he's doing, and this ball just doesn't get there. Just doesn't come out right. This is a good block here. We've got a chance for this play to be a first down on 1st and 5. It's a missed opportunity. Florida's struggled with these east-west plays. Again, I do not like these east-west plays in general. I think you can do way more. If teams want to play you this way, right? If they want to play you straight up man with a single high safety up here like this, or even in these situations, if you want to hit him east-west, which I'm fine with doing if you're going to do it right, get rid of this exchange here. You just do not need it. If you're going to run the RPO, you don't have to hold this guy here. AR could take the snap literally right now and just throw it here. Much better play. Of course, you'll see this in the NFL all the time, especially as a hot read. As soon as they know they may get a linebacker who obviously is in this area, right, and they're sending a motion man, they see nobody follows him. See how no one follows him? They know for sure that he's the cover guy. We have too much space, too much leverage. I don't need to do this handoff. Wham. Now, it's college football. You're often not going to get a college quarterback who even has the ability to do that sort of thing. But I think for Florida, they're missing opportunities by doing too many play fakes here in the backfield when they already know for a fact teams are overplaying the run anyway. They're stacking the box. They're overplaying the run. They do not respect Florida's passing game. Therefore, you do not even need to sell the run fake because teams are automatically on the run fake, especially if you're going to run east-west, right? Play fakes are that much better when you're going north-south because they're going to pull your linebackers up. And for east-west, of course, they can still work because they could pull this guy in there. But the reality is oftentimes he's going to be pulled in here too far anyway to make this play. You want to have this be better. So it's a chance for Florida, I think, to improve their east-west game that we've seen on film now throughout the season. All right, 3rd and 2. It's almost like I knew what the play was that I was going to use next, right? I get an unfair advantage here when I can script what I'm telling you. So here we go. Similar idea. Look at the numbers here, right? Florida has 3. Missouri has 3. Look at where this guy's lined up. Missouri's not exactly ready either. And so what are we going to do? Are we going to fake the handoff here? No, we are not. Why are we not faking the handoff? Because we don't need to fake the handoff. We just need to get the ball out here as soon as possible. And then Frazier's is going to wipe this guy out, right? Poor job by Missouri. If I'm doing Missouri film breakdown, you have to come to the outside. We've seen Florida do this much better on defense than in years past. You cannot take an inside route. Why? Because Frazier's is going to chuck you out of the play. Gone, right? Nice lock up here. Florida converts for an easy first down on 3rd and 2. And this is a nice example of why Florida does not need that play fake. And here we go on film. Our first example of a play that could have had a run fake, does not have a run fake that we've seen so far. And there it is. A nice first down by Florida. All right, 1st and 10 here for Florida. We got Whittemore. He recognizes, wait. We're not in the right formation. All right, there we go. Frazier's, you get back there. I got you. We're good. All right, Florida's going to get cover 1 man, and we're going to get that confirmed as we follow the motion man across. Here's your safety, locked up in cover 1 man. I like this starting set here by Florida. You can make these splits even wider. I'd like it even more, but you know what? Bakers can't be choosers. All right, AR going to fake the jet sweep, and then going to fake the handoff here. He's going to turn his back, right? Doesn't really see the field anymore. Now he has to snap his head around and relocate. Easy location here for him. There's only one safety. He's going to sit on this side, taking Whittemore's route. So he now knows he has the route he wants, which is a post route versus a defender with outside leverage. Here's the outside leverage starting off with. This is the dream route you want against that. Easiest throw you can imagine. He's going to open up, see everything he wants. Now he's excited as a quarterback because this is what you want. It's touchdown time. It's going to be a nice 38-yard touchdown ball here, except we're not going to get it. We're right there. We're just not going to get it. This is a perfectly thrown ball from AR. Absolutely perfect. I know you're thinking, wait a minute, how is that perfect? I think it was a little bit far in front of him. Also some penalties on both teams here. We've got an offsides. We've got holding on Florida. Wasn't going to matter anyway. There's Hopper's cousin. Not the Hopper we love, but Hopper's cousin. Now we're going to, re-show the play here. All right, so why am I showing you this? Well, Frazier's on this post route. This is, in my opinion, the most pedestrian post route you can run, first of all. If you're Frazier's, you want to get into him. You know he's playing outside leverage on you. Get into his feet. Give him something. Give him anything. Give him something this way. A little head nod, a little stick with the left foot, a little slight outside step. Clear some space. Instead, Frazier's is content to just run a route that doesn't even have a discernible break. Take a look. What is that? That's weak. That's what that is. That's a weak route. On top of that, he still is fast enough to get away. Still a weak route, still fast enough to get away. And the Missouri defender right here is going to take him for a ride. There's the hand. It's going to latch onto the jersey. Take a look at the hand here, fistful of jersey. He's going to keep holding him, and that is why he's not going to be able to get to this ball. If he's not being held, he's here. He's walking into this ball. It's a touchdown. This back judge here doesn't see this, apparently. Can't see that this guy's been riding him for 12 yards. That's fine. Either way, if you're Frazier's, you can avoid this by creating a little bit more space, and this goes back to what I talked about at the beginning of the play. This is a good play call. We have a wide open receiver one-on-one over the middle of the field versus a defender with outside leverage. But the little things are not being done right by Florida. We also do not have receivers who are just getting themselves wide open versus man-to-man. But this is a perfect ball by AR. Great protection by the offensive line. Frazier's has this done. Yes, it should have been called holding here on Missouri. But even so, more can be done on this play. If I'm coaching this up, more can be done and should be done by Frazier's here to get more open than this in this dream situation. If you're going to get held like this, you got to fight this off, and you at least got to act like you're getting held when you get up, right? Don't just go back, start complaining about being held. Let the ref know this man is holding me so that for later in the game, it's going to matter. Instead, it just goes as a simple incomplete pass and then a replay of down. All right, 1st and 10, Florida. Here's my boy Hopper. He's going to read this play perfectly. In fact, Missouri has just the perfect play call on here on 1st and 10. They know Florida's pretty much going to run this. Like any good team that's going to stop Florida's offense, they're going to keep their defenders here, especially their linebackers or their nickel, whoever's going to be the inside man here defending, looking at the exchange first and not regarding what the receiver does. They're going to always give Florida that space. One reason why I'd like to see Florida do more with these sort of things, you can run go route, and you can run this wheel route here. And then if he's going to do this and he's peeking and the safety cannot get there to help, and you can start hurting teams very badly for doing precisely this, but Florida's yet to do that, so I'll show you what we do instead. He's going to get to play both this guy and this guy. We're going to do a scrape exchange here. We're going to bring him in heavy on the running back. He's still looking in the backfield. Again, imagine this combination here. It'd be very nice. Put that on film there. I'd like to see that. Regardless, we're going to run this here. AR now has his eyes reading the end, right? Here's Hopper already filling the gap. Again, what do good linebackers do? They watch film, they know the plays, they read the play, he's already in the gap. This is a great job by the O-line, except Hopper's already in here. Florida can't even execute the double team they want to execute. What they want to do here is double. They want to double, and they want to get here to Hopper. Well, Hopper says, nope, forget that. I'm already going to be sitting in the hole. Take a look at this. This play is now gone, right? AR should keep this. I'm sure you watched this during the game and thought, keep the ball, AR. Well, sure, he can keep it, and he's going to go one-on-one out here, which is certainly better than what we have in here. So he should keep this ball. That's correct. AR should keep this ball. This defender is not going to be able to stay with him. He slid too far on the inside. Take AR versus this nickel or this linebacker all day long. But again, more importantly, if they want to play cover one man like this, right, let's punish them. Let's punish them more aggressively. Let's start doing some of this stuff. Right? Let's punish them more aggressively, either here Or right, like we said earlier, let's go here, even better. This guy cannot be right. He's 2-on-1. 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 Punish this man. Florida does not do it, and instead this play winds up going for nothing. Here's another example of a play that is almost an absolute home run. Could be a touchdown potentially on this counter run. And it's not going to be because one player is going to blow this up. Not a lot Florida can do here. This is just an individually great play. And again, this is reading the play, knowing the situation, watching film as a defender. Missouri got beat up on gap runs in the second half against the Georgia game. That's what you're going to see here. Florida not going to use a zone concept. We are going to use a power run here. Here comes your counter with your H-back and your guard. Torrance's job is to kick the first man out, kick him out, and this is your lead blocker here in Zipper, who's going to go through the hole and engage the next man. The only problem is Torrance only gets about a yard of the field, and he is already going to go past Torrance, right here. He goes past Torrance, and he gets into the exchange lane. Past Torrance and into the exchange lane. Here's Zipper, your lead blocker, going through. Now imagine for a second at this point that Torrance actually gets this block. If he gets this block, what do you see here? That's what you see. Another big play available to Florida. Instead, this play goes nowhere. And again, if you're watching in the stands and it's 3rd and 4, you're like, oh, come on, Billy, what kind of play call is this? Well, the answer is this is a great play call. I mean, we are in perfect shape here, right? This is great news. We've got everything we need here. By the way, watch Hopper. Again, watch a good linebacker. Watch Hopper, right? Hopper right away immediately reads this is a counter play. He wastes no time going to where the play is going. He engages behind the line of scrimmage. That's what good players do. Now, there's a chance that Hopper gets off this block from Zipperer, and maybe, ETN doesn't get out there, but I don't think so. I think Florida's got this play on. I think this is a big play for Florida. Could be a touchdown play for Florida on 3rd and 4. And instead, right, what happens here is we get nothing. Now, if you're Torrance, you can't miss this. You've got to locate him coming in. This is not easy, right? But if somebody wants to come high, you have got to kick out the first guy no matter where he goes. Torrance is just sort of autopiloting, thinking he's going to come down the line with a strafe. He doesn't. He's too late to go there. It's a tough assignment for a guard. Torrance is a great lineman. So either way, great play. This is a hero play on film by Missouri, and it saves not only a first down, potentially a touchdown. And it's plays like those that change the game. Florida's up 10-0. Could be 17-0 right there. We've seen 2 plays now where Florida has missed opportunities on this exact drive to score touchdowns. So the good news on film is you look at these plays each week and you see that Florida is close. They're close to putting all 11 players on the same page. And when that happens, there are a lot more points that can be scored. However, as just an average football team right now, you see too many plays like this. All right, 1st and 10 for Florida. Florida's going to take a shot here. Missouri's going to play cover 3 defense. I'm going to show you what happens here. Cover 3, safety's going to go here. We're going to bail back here, cover 3. I don't like Florida's route combination here. One simple change would have led to a big play. Here's Zipperer. Again, Florida's not exactly sure what coverage Missouri is in at the start. However, this does not look like man, right, given how they're defending this trip side here and how they're also defending the nub side here with the tight end. Does not look like man off the start. In fact, you would guess it could be cover 3, cover 2, cover 4. But most likely off of this, you're going to guess either 4 or 3, 3 being the most likely scenario. So either way, I don't love this play call because of what we know after the fact, but I still don't love it anyway, given what you're most likely facing. So if we send Zipperer, he's going to go here on an in route, and he'll dig. We're going to send Ricky over the top here. Ricky's route's good. It's cover 3. But in cover 3, what is the rule of this corner? As he drops, he's going to make sure that he takes anything that goes deep to his side of the field. He's also going to pass off any in-breaking route, which means he's going to be able to pass off this in-breaking route as we take it to the exact right depth to where he can pass that off, and then he can go to this corner route. Yes, he'll be underneath it. Yes, there's space there, but I would ask this simple question: why not instead run Zipperer on anything out here into the flat where you effectively 2-on-1 this corner? You can high-low him with basically a smash concept coming from the opposite side. I think it's a much better route combination. It's not what Florida does here. Instead, AR, let's watch, keeps his eyes downfield. We know he's better at this. He's more confident at this. Feels a little pressure here, recreates some space, climbs in the pocket, right? Don't love the initial start here, but he gathers himself, steps up tall in the pocket, finds a throw lane here. This is all really, really good. And then he underthrows it, primarily because he's tight to his lineman. Slight underthrow here. This defender can't see. He's got his hands on him. Of course, you can face guard in college. It's his helmet. Is this pass interference? Maybe. Close. But more importantly, there's a lot of space here for this ball to be thrown by AR where it could have been thrown. But even more importantly than that, the corner is able to make this play because he peels off of the in route and goes here. If you leave this to the outside, we're 2-on-1ing this, and AR has a choice and a much easier throw. That is not how it happens as it stands. Incompletion here to Ricky. Of course, ESPN is going to give you that view instead of what you actually wanted to see because AR does hit his hand on a helmet, but you don't actually see what mattered for that play, which is that a simple route combination change there could have been much better. Now in the NFL, or perhaps Florida will get here one day, more sophisticated college offenses, you can give Zipperer the option on this route. So he's going to open up, and basically he opens up here, and as he's running the stem of his route, he reads the defense. And that would be where I'd love to see Florida get to, right? It's hard in college to do this. It's hard enough to get these guys to run the right play, let alone this. But if Zipperer gets to the point where he can do this, this is a big advantage for Florida, especially running so much 11 and 12 personnel with tight ends. But he would know if he sees cover 3, he knows he needs to 2-on-1 this guy, either get outside or get down, right? And if it's not cover 3 and it's cover 2, he can go to a post route, right? You can switch this up accordingly. Of course, Florida's not doing that. He's just going to run that dig route no matter what. And that pulls, unfortunately, this dropping cover 3 corner right into the throw lane. All right, 3rd and 5 now. Florida's going to face zone from Missouri. Again, this look screams zone right off the top. Florida would know they're getting zone. They do have a good call on for this zone for the first down. Unfortunately, something you don't see often is going to happen. And again, we said Florida oftentimes one player does not get the job done. It tends to be a different one every time. That's just football right now for Florida. There's Garage, who's an excellent lineman, one of our best at left tackle. And here is AR opening up. Let's watch the start. AR again, dropping back. He's most comfortable in this setup. You can almost see by how he bounces around back here, how he is most comfortable. We get a whip out route here. That's the wrong way. There you go. Whip out route here from Ricky, who is going to be open. AR's eyes are here. He's looking in this window. There's no doubt he's going to put that ball there. Unfortunately for him, we're going to get pressure here, right here. We lose contain. Everyone else is good. Again, this is perfect, right? If we keep this here, this is zone. This guy slides to the inside. This is a very easy pass here to make. You're not going to be able to see it. But on your screen at the last second, you can see that the corner, let me get that right here. Corner's going to keep running with this play. Easy conversion. AR's looking at it. He's reading this. He's reading this. Simple ball, simple throw. Again, we're going to lose contain here. There it is. We lose it. Now AR is going to compound his problem because he knows that Ricky's open. He wants this first down. It's 10-7. He tries anyway to throw this, which cannot be done, right? You're getting engaged here. You cannot do this. I mean, you're already grabbed. Just eat this and punt the football. Instead, he tries to throw it, gets ruled a fumble. Missouri picks this ball up as a turnover. So, as a quarterback, it's very frustrating at times when you've had plays in the field. You know you've had plays in the field. You've seen them. You've missed them as a team. And now you've got another one here, and you're just thinking, all right, I just need to complete this. I can get this done. I'm going to get this to him. He's wide open. You got to eat it. Once you're engaged here, you just have to eat it. It's not your fault. Live to play another day. Instead, Florida commits a costly turnover, which will cost them 3 points. I've mentioned already that Georgia had success against Missouri last week in the second half, switching again to a gap scheme. Florida, of course, runs a gap scheme or power runs, as well as zone runs. And they're going to choose to follow Georgia here in this lead. It's 2nd and 5 early on. We're going to motion Ricky out, and here comes a center tackle combo here. We're going to get a nice kick out. Take out the kick out here from Kingsley. Watch this kick out right here. Boom. Kick him out. Kick him out of the play. Lead blocker is going to come in here. Got a nice seal here. Oh, no. There it goes. Sorry about that. Let's go back here. Reset you. There we go. We're back. We're back. No worries. We're back. There's your kick out. Nice seal here. Nice block here. Right. Here's Hopper. And now we've got Montrell loose, squeezing through the hole again. He's got a great feel for his blockers, right? This is one reason why Montrell is so good. Zone or gap. He has a great feel for his blockers. He's not trying to escape out here. He trusts his blockers here. He trusts what he sees there. He's going to squeeze through that gap. Then he's going to use the leverage here Shorter has. Get out there. Now here comes Florida. They're engaged. Let's all get in the blocking game here, right? Here comes Henderson. You love to see this on film. Henderson wants to get in the action. Here comes Montrell. Henderson's going to get up here. We're going to get another block here. Montrell trusts he's going to get there. Look at that. There's Hopper. Get a block on him. Now I'm going to take this for more yards. Hopper's going to miss, and I'm going to maximize that run. Really, really nice play from Florida. Again, example of Florida on film each and every week. They're putting great stuff out there in the run game. I'd like to see the passing game catch up, and the run game, really good stuff. And they gash Missouri here with a big run using a power run. All right, 2nd and 14. Florida is going to run a mesh route here. I'm going to set it up for you. Mesh route here with Shorter and Ricky. And Shorter's going to be wide open. Let's watch and see what happens here with AR. Snap taken, helmet away from the field. Again, something we know he's not comfortable with. I'm going to keep highlighting this because it continues to be true on film. Now he's going to peek Shorter, just peeking Shorter. That's not helping. Now he gets his first full read. Pre-snap, post-snap picture, first full read. All he has to do is stare here at the mesh point. Stare at this mesh point. It's about to occur, which he tends to do well instead. And he's just not comfortable. Again, I mentioned the bounce in his step earlier when he gets to keep his eyes downfield, but everything about this not comfortable, right? Overextends here, launches himself here. He's not ready to throw. He's uncomfortable despite the fact this is a great pocket. He's got everything he needs here. Now he's climbing, and he never, ever keeps his eyes on the mesh. Here he is. He's turning his head. He's lunging away. He's never keeping his eyes on the mesh. I would bet some money that if we did this exchange, like we saw against Tennessee, where he kept his eyes downfield while faking this handoff, that he sticks this mesh route in his sleep. Instead, he's uncomfortable. He opens up, doesn't set right, loses his pocket awareness, does not see the mesh point, and just kind of panicky takes a check down that is obviously not there, right? Not there at all. Henderson gets a yard or two. That was going to be a first down instead on 2nd and 14 to Shorter, who's wide open on the mesh route. Of course, if you're watching on television, that's all you see. You can't see that. But on the All-22, Shorter's wide open. Good play design, easy completion for a quarterback, but I happen to believe, as we keep seeing, AR turning his back to the field or having his eyes leave the field to execute these play-action fakes is not working for him still as we approach the midway point of the season. All right, 3rd and 13. Every game or so, we see several plays where Anthony Richardson, as a runner, does not execute the actual plan. He's not alone in this. I highlighted Naquan Wright doing this earlier. Now here comes a 3rd and 13 call from Florida. Missouri showing blitz here up top, showing some aggression up top. Teams like to blitz AR from the right side. They're going to bring a lot of pressure. Again, if it were me, as we keep talking about, if I see teams pre-snap blitzing out here, I'm going to take my chances right here. Let's run some route combinations. Let's get them closer together. Let's put them further to the sideline. Let's put them near each other. Let's really make this conflict defender have to go way out there, but we're not doing that. So this play calls a run, and this run is actually well set up. Ideally, Florida's trying to make this either an easier field goal or a chance to go for it on 4th down, and this play is going to be just fine. Naquan Wright's going to be the lead blocker. Look at the hole that develops here. There is a nice hole. This is where the hole is, right? We're going to get some blocking coming out here. So here we go. Imagine that AR goes through the hole. Here's Naquan trying to block Hopper. That might not go well for Naquan, but he's going to go for it. Instead, AR does what he shouldn't do, which is escape here to space where there are no blockers. Again, there's no blockers, and it's one-on-one versus probably the best linebacker in the SEC, in my opinion, in Hopper. And he's not even going to get there because he's going to get held up here first, and then in comes Hopper, and in comes the corner. Again, these holes are going to close fast. Go where the play is designed to go. Unless Hopper's already in this hole, then you can kick it out. Hopper's not already in that hole. Follow your lead blocker, right? Every week we see this from AR. Yeah, you're going to say, look, he gets chucked into the window. It doesn't matter, right? He's already committed to go here, even if Ethan White, right, gets chucked there a little bit in the window. He doesn't see that. He's just going out there because he sees space, but he needs to see his lead blocker working here just like Montrell would. And then if that happens again, you're in business here because now AR is coming out here, and we're probably going to get somewhere in there. As it stands instead, what happens here? A whole lot of nothing. 4th down results. 1st and 10, Florida. One thing Missouri does really well against zone teams is they jump into the zone lane. So their linemen, I'm going to show you this here in a second, as soon as they see the unit all working this way, What are they trying to do? They're trying to get their helmets inside of this, right? Or really outside of this. They're trying to make sure that they get into the lane, they beat the lineman there, and that allows the linebackers to flow freely into the gaps that are going to be created. They essentially try to prevent the offense from doing what they want to do, which is turning them this way, and they flip it on their head and they dive in this way. Missouri's very good at this. One reason why split zone is really good is if a team wants to aggressively play this way, then here comes your split zone block. Let's watch this and see how this works. Here comes your split zone block, right? Split zone here. Now we're going to get zipper there. And now we have an unblocked man here. He's read this play correctly, right? He does not fall for this. Again, Missouri playing really nice here. Does not get stuck here, as you'll see Florida do on defense so often, get stuck in here. He's going to be in the gap, but this is why having a running back who's elusive here like Trevor Etienne makes a big difference. We have nice seals all the way here. We're one-on-one now in the gap. And Etienne's going to make him miss. Little head fake there, going to make him miss. Then we're off to the races thanks to the split zone. Make another man miss. We're off to the races. Little stiff arm, keep going, make another one miss. And we're out of bounds after another chunk run. Nice use of split zone there by Florida. The very next play, Florida's going to add a slight wrinkle to the split zone here. And this is going to be nice. Little call there from AR. Sees the same thing he saw last time. Inside leverage corner here. Let's watch how this works. Gonna bring the orbit motion in. Really, really nice check here. Could have been a big play. Here comes our split zone, right? We're zoning this way. Defense is going to engage in this area. We're gonna split zone here with Zipperer. This is all looking good. And now because we're bringing Xavier here, watch what this does. That's gonna pull this corner here to Henderson, right? This is looking really, really good at this point. The only problem is we need Barber to execute this double team here. Barber's going to just double, make sure he casts him this way, push off, and get in here to Hopper. Barber, unfortunately, is going to just get tripped up in here. He doesn't get a clean release. He misses Hopper, and instead, again, imagine that Barber gets this block here. Barber gets this block. What are we doing? What are we doing? What is happening here? Literally the perfect play call. Block on Hopper here. Here comes Etienne, right? How big is that going to be? Could be huge. Instead, it goes for a yard or two. And you're thinking, wait a minute, why give the ball to Etienne? He just ran 30, 40 yards. He's tired. He wasn't going to be tired, but he was going to be tired for this play when he ran for maybe 45 yards and a touchdown. Either way, a really nice call. But again, one player tends to be somebody different every time. Doesn't execute the way it's intended to be executed. And you miss a chance for a huge play. Can't say enough good things about Trevor Etienne. Just an absolute unit on film here. I mean, let's take a look at what he puts on film here. This play is going nowhere. Again, Missouri does a nice job here of jumping in the lanes, like we said, right? Free linebacker here reading the play. Now we're going to wait. I'm going to slide across. And now it's 3rd and 10. Maybe you're thinking we're going to get a couple here. There's no really hole here. Okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to bounce this outside. He's like, no problem. I've got you here. You're going to get your 2 or 3. I'm going to give a little stiffy. I'm going to wiggle out of this. I'm going to stay in bounds here. Here's Hopper behind me. Hopper's not going to push me out either. I'm still going to stay in bounds. I'm going to drive. I'm still driving. Look at that. That's unbelievable that Etienne got 8 yards there. That's incredible. Good patience behind the line. Unbelievable balance here to keep himself in. Great strength to maintain forward posture. Driving into the next defender. That's some heroic stuff there by Etienne. A guy who just gets better and better every single week. As my pencil battery here is low. We'll continue on though. That will not deter us, don't worry. All right, big 4th down and 2 for Florida. Going to go for it here on 35-yard line. Florida's already missed a field goal deep. Don't want to try that again. So let's instead go for this. Actually, 2 field goals, rather, deep. Either way, let's look at the play call Florida has here. We've got Zipperer. And then we have Zanders running a mesh route. So the double tight end mesh. The ball from AR here is going to open up. A read out here to the outside. First, let's watch his head. First of all, does he turn his back? No. He's more comfortable in this play. Opens up, reads. I don't like the fact here early on. Again, what does he not do? He just opens here. I don't like that, right? But he's uncomfortable. He's not making comfortable reads. He's just looking where he wants to go. That's not what he should be doing. He should open. Open here, eyes here, and then go to his read and then go through them. He doesn't. He's kind of fixated on one guy. And because of that, he's not going to look at his mesh here. This is where you want to be looking, right? Look at your mesh. Look at his mesh here and pick this up right now. Bam. First down. First down. Great pocket. First down. He's going to come to this late because his read windows were off, and right now he knows he should go here. He's got a defender here. He still has this throw, but he's like, ooh, I see a lot of space in front of me instead. What's safer than me throwing it here when he's not even looking at me anymore, right? Pump fake. Whoop, whoop, I'm running. Gets away from one, then he's off to the races here. Nice burst by AR, a little bit more like what we expect to see from him. Still not at 100%, but he bursts through there, gets tripped up. He's got Shorter. He's like, come on, Shorter, give me that block right there. Shorter can't quite get the block, although I think if Richardson just chooses to go here, he probably scores with Hopper behind him. Either way, nice tackle there. And we're going to take a big gain on 4th and 2 and put Florida in business down inside the 5. All right, 1st and goal, nothing fancy from Florida here, but some good tempo. They quickly get to the line. You can see Missouri is late to cover Florida's fake formation out here, which we see them do each and every single week. They're just not ready in time for this, and that's what Florida's going to take advantage of here. Again, split zone, and Montrell's going to patiently wait, take on Hopper, and show off his strength there, getting through the tackle of Hopper one-on-one and finishing that run, right? That's right. Nice job there by Florida. They take the lead 17-10 in the middle of the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 5, Florida trying to keep this drive alive, build upon their 7-point lead. We're getting another mesh concept here. I like seeing all these meshes Florida's been putting in the playbook here. It's a great play for a lot of reasons. We're going to get a mesh here with Henderson and Zipperer. Now, here's the thing on the mesh route. You're taught again to do this so you can basically give each other a low 5 here, right? You want to give each other sort of a low 5 as you run by. Henderson is able to run his route here accordingly. It's not a pick route if he's running his route. It's why the mesh works so well. Now, Henderson's worried about getting a penalty here, but he's entitled to running his own route here as long as he's not going to bow up and shoulder him or anything else. He can just run his route. And if he does run his route, it's going to wind up being a wide open play here. Again, you don't have to run to the pick, just run your route. Henderson tries to step in. You're going to see him right here. He tries to step in. Then he's going to avoid him. But again, in reality on this mesh, he is entitled to run this route as long as he is not like a heat-seeking missile to him. But he's entitled to the space just like the defender is. He's going to wind up going a little higher. This is nice defense by Missouri. He squeezes through. You can see him squeezing through here on this portion of the screen. He squeezes through, and now this read is not there. That's where we wanted this play to go. Reed is not there. AR's got to improvise. He's going to take off, get face masked right there, pick up a free first down in addition to picking up the first down anyway. So nice job there by AR when the primary read was not open to get that first down. Man defense here from Missouri. One reason why Nick Saban will rarely do what Missouri did so often by having, again, their nickel or even their strong safety follow these motions. Instead, he'll have the safety come down, and then he'll have him go to safety, is primarily for this reason. By doing this, Florida gets what they want. They're going to pull him out of position, right? So they pulled this defender out of position. Instead of him remaining on this side of the field, as he sort of comes back, he's now here out of the play. And there's no downhill player coming into this, right? So you're like a downhill player here instead of an east-west player, and then you're back here, and he's able to come downhill anyway. I digress. Florida with a really nice play here, motioning him out of the picture. Single high safety sits. Missouri's in man. They know they're in man. And what are we going to execute here? We are going to execute a nice zone run, right? A counter zone right here into this gap across. And look at that hole. I mean, that is stuff that you dream of here. You got to love this on film if you're Napier. You got to love this if you're the O-line coaches. This is absolute dominance here. Montrell is now 20, 25, 30 yards down the field. There we go. That's the first touch on Montrell. Way down the field here. He's going to break that tackle, keep on going, and another huge chunk run for Florida's offense. Something they're putting on film almost every single week. And a huge reason why Florida won this game was the success of their running game. Missouri is a good rush defense. Florida had, I think, their best running game of the season given their opponent, and that is largely why they won. That and, of course, Jaden Hill's 2 interception performance. All right, 3rd and 3. If you guess that Missouri is going to play man, well, of course, you're correct. And again, nice confirmation here. They're going to pass this off. He's in motion. We just talked about this earlier. Let's pass this off. We'll switch positions here. There we go. And we are in man. Florida knows they're in man. And now Florida's going to give a little help here, just a little bit. We're going to send shorter this way. That's going to give Ricky a head start, which is going to make the difference in this play on his man defender, right? Again, Florida's really in a bunch set. They're in a bunch trip set here. This is their defender alignment against them. And watch what Florida does. So we're going to go ahead and fake a split zone run here. Fake a split zone run, pull the linebackers in. Ricky's got the head start he needs here. Off your screen, we're going to roll AR out. Now AR here is going to turn his back. His back is turned. He can't see what's going on, but he's going to roll out here. He's going to make his reads really just right down the lane here, so it takes away the issue you have in the middle of the field. Nice chip block there. He's going to roll, identify Ricky. Now look at this throw. He's on about the 18-yard line here, rolling out to his right, and he throws an absolute missile in here. He is not far behind this ball. If this ball is thrown with 5% less throw power, this defender is going to tip it. 10% less throw power is a pick. Instead, it's a laser right into Ricky for a touchdown. That, of course, is why AR has such a high ceiling, is if he can figure out some of the other nuances of playing quarterback, obviously, he can make throws that most other guys cannot make, and that is an absolute laser for a touchdown. Florida goes up 24-10. Perhaps Florida's going to roll in this game. Of course, we all know better than that. Against a team that wants to jump into your zone lanes, if some split zone is good, more split zone is better. Again, motion across, we know now. No one follows Henderson. We know they're in zone. And then take a look at the sweet action of the split zone here. Zipper's gotten really good at this, right? Everyone's dove in here because that's where Florida wants to run their wide zone to. That's not right. We're coming through this alleyway. We could drive a semi through right here. I mean, you don't even need Zipper to block this. Like, this is so good. Zipper doesn't even need to block. He's going to do it for posterity. But, I mean, look at Etienne. He's already out the gate. There goes Etienne showing off the burst, right? No one touches him. He's 10 yards down the field, picking up a first down. Easy money for Florida. It was a hot day in the swamp on Saturday, reaching almost 90 degrees. There was no doubt that Florida's running game was wearing Missouri down as this game wore on. We're now late in the game in the fourth here. It's 24-17. Again, motion across. Missouri going to play zone. Florida going to run an inside zone at them right here. And look at the zone blocking here, right? We're going to make sure that we kick out there. Hold your edge here. Rip and run, rip and run, rip and run. We're going to run these guys out right here. Run them out here. And then bingo, create the hole. We're one-on-one. Of course, we know that Etienne's going to win that, which he does. He's out the gate. And another first down for Florida. All right, 1st and 10, Florida. We're running it right down Missouri's throat. If you're thinking now is a good time, look at this. Now is a good time to run the zone read. Why? Because we have one-on-one here. We have a safety here, and we have no one else. Here's your edge defender. Let's look at this. Zone read. He's running with Zipper. Now his eyes are in the backfield. Again, we've talked about this a lot. Why are we running east-west routes? In my opinion, a better route for Zipper is just to get him going vertically. Why? You can start RPOing teams to death. It also makes your zone read way better. Because if you're going vertical, he either stands flat-footed, lets him run by, AR keeps this ball and slings it to him, right? Or if he's running vertical and AR keeps it and he runs with that route, well, guess what? No one's there. In this case, AR is going to let us down here on this play because he's not going to keep it, and he totally should. He needs to keep this ball. This defender is committed to the running back, not AR, and if AR keeps this ball, we are rolling on first down. Instead, he does not. I mean, look at what's happening here. He does not keep it. And he knows it. Watch AR's reaction here. He knows it right away. You're going to see him jump a little bit. He's just frustrated with himself, as that's got to be a ball that he keeps. We're seeing it each and every week. He's not making the right call on some of these plays. And again, it's a big play. It's 24-17. That might be a touchdown again. That's probably the 4th or 5th time I've said Florida's left a play that could have been a touchdown on the field in this football game. All right, 3rd and 14. Now a big 3rd down for Florida in a game that has become tight. No exchange here, so he doesn't have to worry about turning his back. He's more comfortable here. We'll notice the pep in his step. He's feeling good. He likes this. Florida's going to run a dig here at the first down. Going to get double hitches here from Henderson and then from Ricky. And you're not going to see this on your screen, which of course is most unfortunate because we got basically no all 22 angles that I can show you since ESPN did not do it. But a great pocket in here as Missouri brings 3. Plenty of time, opens up, reads the safety, now goes through his progressions. Wants to work to this hitch to Henderson, which is where he looks first. Wants to go to Henderson. They're playing zone. There are 2 Missouri defenders here. By him looking here, he's going to actually pull the defender that's standing right now in front of Ricky towards Henderson. Watch this action happen right here. Gonna step there, and right there, this little motion there is going to pull this defender you now see towards Henderson, which means he now knows he has Ricky, which he's going to turn to here in the middle of the field open. He's going to turn here and go to it. I like everything about that. Nobody was open. He's not open. He's not open. Henderson's not open. Ricky was not open. AR made him open with this move here. He now goes for the throw, little Pat Mahomes style, and unfortunately, he slings it just a touch high. But not that high, because at this point in time, Pearsall actually catches it. He catches this football. It's in his hands, right? Again, it's high, but it's in his hands for a first down. And this ball is then going to get knocked out, and then ever so cruelly, it's going to actually become an interception. Should just be an incomplete pass, and then Florida elects to punt them deep. Instead, it could be a first down here for Florida. It could be an incomplete pass, and it goes as a pick. But everything AR did here was maximal, except for making this throw with a hand in his face, by the way. This throw just a touch lower. If this ball can be here and not here, then this is going to be hopefully caught and hung on to. But even if it gets knocked down, it goes straight down. This is a cruel, cruel situation for AR. So I think AR does an excellent job on this play. Ball comes out a little high. Again, still could have been caught. Probably should go as an incompletion. Gets really, really unlucky on this. But his reading of this play was perfectly fine. He actually created the opening, gave Florida a chance to have a first down, and again, wound up with a really unlucky play there. Thankfully, Florida hangs on with their defense, and we get to see Lorenzo Lingard in the game, in the victory formation, which we want to see. Florida picks up a win against Missouri, a close-fought game, something I expected in this game based upon what each of these teams have put on film. Hopefully, you saw again on this film review that Florida's offense seems to be getting better each week, even though the stats won't always show it. There were opportunities here for many more big plays in this game had just one of Florida's players been able to execute as they intended. And that's what you want to see. It's not 2, 3, or 4 guys that aren't there. It's just one. Now, as I keep saying each and every week, I think Florida can improve drastically with their passing game, with how they choose to run routes. That's a topic that we'll continue to follow here. But as always, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and I'll be with you next week when I break down Florida's game against LSU. Until then, I'm James from the Gator Nation Football Podcast.